our youngest sibling is in the CBC system. He's one of the pioneers of the CBC system. So they had an assignment to crochet. And, you know, crochet, people know crochet as kushona vitamba za viti or, you know, some ugly sweaters and things like that. So I saw my mom do it and I was very intrigued. So that night I made sure she taught me something. So that's where my crochet journey began. So my dad used to wonder, this chick is always sleeping all the time. Instead of being out there looking for opportunities. Little does he know I am working on something.
In that,
So we had a back and forth and eventually it got out of hand and he kicked me out of home.
Oh.
So there is Ndinda, unemployed, jobless, you know, with nothing, but with my hands and a skill. I decided to ask an auntie of mine. She's called Auntie Janet. I'm gonna send her these videos so she watches.
Shout out to you, Auntie Janet.
So I just called her and I told her, you know, this and this has happened and I don't want to be a burden to anybody. So if you don't mind, could you give me a loan of, you know, like 5,000 Kenyan shillings?
Hello there and a warm welcome to Queens of Change, a show that is dedicated to women growth, empowerment, and of course telling the stories that you ought to hear. My good name is Christine and you are watching us right here at Urban TV. Remember, you can join the conversation across all our social media platforms at Urban TV. So today with me in studio is a young, amazing, talented crochet artist. Now, I know I speak across all fashion lovers when I say that crochet is the future of fashion. But for this one, I specifically fell in love with her pieces. She has amazing, amazing pieces that you're going to be seeing shortly as we get to know her journey, and of course get to know where we're gonna get those pieces. Hi, Miss Clara Ndinda.
Hi, Christine.
I think first of all is to highlight the obvious. Look at her. Beautiful. I love that piece.
Thank you.
It's very, very beautiful.
Thank you.
I love the headgear with the little, what do you call them? The ornaments?
Accessories.
Accessories, yes.
Yes.
Very, very beautiful.
Thank you.
So yeah, this is Miss Clara Ndinda. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Of
I already
course.
did that, the name, but please take it away.
Of course. Hello, Queens. My name is Clara Ndinda. I am the CEO and founder of Ndinda Exclusive Crochets. As you can see, I am wearing one of the works of my hands. Other than being a crochet artist, I am a host at Urban TV.
Now you can tell there's talent, there's brains, all of that. So Ndinda, without even like wasting time, please tell me how you got into crochet, because I think you have brought so much life into crochet as opposed to what I would have known as crochet. What is your story? How did you get into crochet?
Okay, so the obvious, definitely, you know, back then, I don't know if this Gen Zs would understand this, but back then, you remember our moms used to crochet vitamba za viti, za meza. Like, you'd go to a home and you'd find a whole set of, you know, things to cover your seats, your television, your desk, and all those things. So my mom used to do that, but that was way back. So I never took that into account. But then it happened that in 2019, I saw my mom do something. Our youngest sibling is in the CBC system. He's one of the pioneers of the CBC system. So they had an assignment to crochet. And, you know, crochet, people know crochet as kushona vitamba za viti or, you know, some ugly sweaters and things like that. So I saw my mom do it and I was very intrigued. So that night I made sure she taught me something. So that's where my crochet journey began. Yes.
I think crochet, like you're describing it, is a very soothing, if that's the word to use, a very soothing hobby. But
Therapeutic is the word.
therapeutic
Yeah.
hobby, yes. So how have you been able now to push it from just being a hobby to a business? If I failed to mention this, she runs a business called Ndinda, Crochet by Ndinda.
Ndinda exclusive crochets.
Exactly. So how are you able to maneuver now from just being a hobby to a business?
Okay, so let me just mention to you, Christine, that crochet was just like an oops thing that happened for me. So I used to know how to crochet, and when I was in campus, I used to, just do scarves and simple things, and people used to make fun of me. They used to call me granny, a shushu. But that did not kill my motivation. So fast forward, I finished campus. I'm expecting, because I graduated from one of the top universities in Kenya, I'd get a job ASAP. That was not the case. So it happened that, definitely with African parents, you start having a back and forth with your parents, because they're wondering, why are you still at home? When they check and, compare you to your peers, they're seeing your peers are doing quite well, and you're still at home. Now you see, with crochet, it's not something that inapiga makelele. I just need my quiet space and I'll do it. So my dad used to wonder, this chick is always sleeping all the time. Instead of being out there looking for opportunities. Little does he know I am working
doing
on
something in that,
So we had a back and forth, and eventually it got out of hand, and he kicked me out of home.
Oh.
So there is Ndinda, unemployed, jobless, with nothing, but with my hands and a skill. What do I decide to do? I decide to ask an auntie of mine. She's called Auntie Janet. I'm going to send her these videos so she watches.
Shout out to you, Auntie Janet.
Yeah. So I just called her and I told her, this and this has happened, and I don't want to be a burden to anybody. So if you don't mind, could you give me a loan of, like 5,000 Kenyan shillings? That is a lot of yarn. It's kidogo money, but if you buy yarn and you know where to source them, because I knew where to source them on wholesale. So I bought yarn, and I had so many pieces of yarn and crochet hooks. And I decided, by then I only knew how to do scarves, but then I taught myself how to do beanies. So the first business before Ndinda Exclusive Crochets started was the Beanie Hub, because I only used to do beanies and scarves. So, sorry. I did my first beanie. Definitely, when you're trying out something for the first time, it never turns out to be perfect. So I did it, but to me, that was perfect. Oh my goodness. All my first pieces, I never give them away.
Oh, wow.
I stay with them because I know the story that they carry. So I knew the problems that it had. Yes, the patterns looked good, but there were places where it just didn't look good, but I knew how to hide those. And then I just wore it and I took a photo. And everybody was like, where did you buy this? Where did you buy this? And what set it out from everything else is the color. So that's why if you ever see me in a crochet piece, they're all bright colors. Crochet is all about the color. Because if you have a bright color, then it brings out the vibrance of whatever it is you have. Yeah, so I put on that beanie. I posted it just on my WhatsApp status, just for the sake of posting. And then, guys were like, wow, this is so cute. Where did you buy this? I'm like, I did it myself. And that's where I got my first clients.
Okay. So I think you have spoken very well, but I think we are going to go on a very short commercial break. And then we're going to come back and then you're going to tell us the other side of business. So stay with us. Let us take a small commercial break. We're going to be back after the break. Welcome back to Queens of Change right here at Urban TV, hosted by yours truly, the Christine. And as you can see, leo niko na malaika, the queen herself, Clara Ndinda, crochet artist. So before we went for that break, we have been through your journey with crochet and everything. What would you say sets you apart from other crochet artists?
I think I believe in myself way too much.
You do, and I love that about you.
I believe in myself way too much. That is what really sets me aside. Whatever idea I have, I put it out there. I'm not scared of what will people think, what will people comment. And plus, from how I've already built my name and whatever it is I do, I feel like I'm just not scared to do whatever and maybe say whatever. And, just the fact that, let me just say this, and I'm not sorry, I will toot my own horn.
Please do.
The fact that people look up to me. I'm not like the most perfect crochet
artist.
My assistant Dion is better than me in crochet, but there's something that I know I have built for myself, and that is a name. So confidence and that Ndinda name is what sets me aside from all other crochet
I think
artists.
I speak for everyone when I say you are such a talented young lady, but then you like to play humble. I have seen your pieces firsthand, and when I tell you guys,
who me
this
humble?
Well, don't read this for them.
Okay.
She is an amazing artist. I actually cannot wait for that July season to wear your pieces. I think I'm gonna be showing up to work. I'll have to get more pieces for that. And maybe as we wind up, would you like to tell us of any projects or goals in relation to crochet? Because this is a growing market, this is a growing fashion industry. What is your vision like for your crochet business?
Okay, so when I started crochet, not many people were monetizing on their skill and their craft, and I think I showed people that they could take advantage of that, and I feel like the market is saturated. But not to say that I'm not doing the pieces. I still do the pieces, though I have a way different target market and clientele. So there's that. I'm still working on my business. So if you want amazing crochet pieces, I've told you, even if you have whichever crazy idea you source from Pinterest or whatever, just send it to me. Just reach out to me on, can I
Yes, you
plug
can.
myself?
Please
Reach
do.
out to me on Instagram, TikTok, or on any social media platform at Ndinda Exclusive Crochets. You will find me there. Just send the inspo to me. I'm going to tell you how much it's going to cost. We're going to have that conversation, and then, we'll make that for you.
Okay.
But other than that, because now I feel like everybody is doing crochet pieces, everybody is selling their pieces, so I want to do something different. You see, just like actors and actresses, if you feel like you've been in the market for so long, in the scene, they tend to upgrade, so you become a producer. Now you start producing your own films, and you start nurturing new talent.
Other talents,
So that is exactly what I'm going to do. I do classes because I feel like this skill, I don't want to keep it for myself. I want to spread it out there. So I offer private classes, but where it's going, the project that I'm looking at long term is to maybe start like a crochet technical college or school where
that would be nice.
we can teach people these things, because sometimes it's a hassle, because you're looking, especially you see when I'm doing private classes, you find that everybody you have is available on Saturday. So I'm looking to, seeing where I can get space and just create a community of crochet people
artists,
who want to do that. And also, one of the other major projects that I'm doing for the school, I'm thinking about it. That's why I started with the private classes. But this one, the one I'm about to tell you, is something that I want to make it a grand thing. I actually already have partners and sponsors for this, is crochet events. And when I say crochet events, I don't mean they're crochet events for only people in the crochet communities. Even you who are watching, if you fancy crochet fashion, like, come through, because we're going to have exhibitions from many different crochet artists who are going to be exhibiting their stuff. And if you like something, you buy from them. If you want to learn about crochet, you learn from it. If you want to connect with, there are big names in the crochet industry. There's me, there's, my very good friend, she's called Marion Crochets. If you want to interact with such people, you come through to our event. There's actually a friend of mine. Let me plug all of them. We are a small community, and we plug each other. There's a friend of mine, she's called Becky. She actually opened a fashion school, but she's doing more of
Crochet.
Afro-fused crochet.
Oh, okay.
Because she knows how to sew. Me, I don't know how to sew. Kwanzaa, let me just, mentioning of sewing, guys, I'm not a tailor, please.
Fundi.
Missy Fundi.
You know, Kenyans have a bad habit.
Yes.
It's like when you say you are a fashion designer.
Yeah.
Yes, ni kushona tu madam.
Yes.
When ni fundi.
Yeah, so I was talking about Becky. She
Yeah.
opened her school, a fashion school, but she teaches both. She does
Crochet and tailoring.
and fashion and
fashion.
design.
Oh,
and
okay.
design.
Okay.
So you should check her out. Her school is called Fashionpreneurship by Threads, and it's really, really amazing. It's 1 month old.
Yeah.
So if it's something that you'd want to learn, hop on it, because she's won a couple of awards in this fashion, events. So I wouldn't be plugging you to people who wouldn't add value to maybe your skill and whatnot.
Yeah.
And we also have another lady called Fatuma. She's from I Knit, Kenya. She also does amazing things.
Yeah.
She's a model. I think she even has an NGO where she has these initiatives where she goes to maybe single mothers or these young girls who got pregnant when they were still young.
Yeah.
She has that initiative. I think it's called Dada Yangu Foundation, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
We'll check that out at I Knit Kenya. She does that, and she teaches those people as well. So if you're out there, maybe you're watching this and you're a crochet artist who doesn't mind doing charity, she has such events where she gathers people who already have the skill,
Yeah.
go to such institutions and such facilities. She teaches them about how to crochet and how
Yeah.
to make money and build your life. So you should actually have her on this
think
set.
I will bring her here because I believe she's a queen. I admire young women that want to give back to the society. It's
Yes.
not just about existing in the
Yes.
society we have.
Yes.
And I think for your parting shot, please look at the camera and advise any young upcoming lady that has a skill, that has a talent, that is giving up, because I understand this is not a very easy niche or market for most people. How to go about it, how to monetize it. Yes, please do that to that camera.
Okay. Thank you, Christine. It's now my time to shine. And I'm going to tell you this with all the love that I have in my heart. If you're a lady out there, you have this skill and you kind of feel like you want to give up, I would urge you to not give up on your skill. Sometimes, actually, this is a sign. If you're seeing this, this is a sign. God has told me to talk to you. So kindly do not give up on your skill. Take advantage. I will scream and I will shout and I will continue saying this. Take advantage of the social media platforms that we have. Keep using those platforms. Sometimes you don't mind about the views or the number of followers that you have. When I started, I only had 200 followers on TikTok, Christine. I only had 200 followers, but I believed in myself, and already I knew this thing is not gonna take me anywhere. But again, I just did it and I just posted it, not knowing that that is what was going to change my life. I was like, crochet, who cares about crochet? But I do care about crochet. So whatever skill it is that you have, you're passionate about it, as long as you care about it, chase it, do it, embrace it, tell the world about it, because we all want to see what you have. If you don't tell us about it, we will never know about it. And the other thing that I will insist on, and this one I tell all my crochet people, but this cuts across each and every industry: do not be desperate. Do not sell your things for a lesser value than what they actually cost. You see, for instance, with crochet, I have this piece. Maybe I've made this piece. It's beautiful. I know it's beautiful. I know the amount of work I put into it. I know what value it has. But then because of desperation, and I feel like if I charge my thing 20K, not to say that this is 20K,
Yeah.
but if you feel like it's 20K, charge that, because there's no point of doing all this work, putting all the love and all the effort that you have in your work, and end up selling it at 500 shillings because you're desperate for clientele. Trust you me, the people who see your work and they love your work and they embrace your work, see the value and they will buy and will promote you. You'd rather have, a few pieces selling, but you get money, than having sleepless nights, overworking yourself, getting back problems. This one is for crochet artists. I'm very passionate when it comes to this, because sometimes I see people selling their things for, very worthless amounts. So just don't be desperate. If you value your things, kindly charge what the value is. Do not be desperate. Find value in your things. I keep insisting, value, 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 value. Those who see the value in you are gonna pay for the things that you're creating, are gonna embrace you, are gonna hold your hand, and are gonna grow with you. So those are my 2 cents. Take advantage of social media, charge what your value is, and believe in yourself. Those 3 things. Yes.
And that was the amazing, talented crochet artist, Miss Clara Ndinda. Thank you so much for honoring our invite and coming through.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Sorry to cut you short.
Okay.
Guys, I'm a crochet artist and I'm not a knitter. So don't come and tell me knit for me a sweater.
Anita.
Like knitting.
You don't get it.
Don't tell me I knit for you a sweater. I will ignore you.
So yes, that was Miss Clara Ndinda, an amazing crochet artist. Thank you so much for coming through. And of course, as she mentioned, you can get her pieces across all her social media platforms. I think we're gonna attach it in the description box below. Now remember, you can also be part of this conversation. If you found this conversation empowering, do join the conversation by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Turn on the notification bell so that every time we upload, you do not miss an episode. Like, share, and comment. Let me know which other Queen of Change you'd like to see her, and I'm gonna bring her to you, I promise. So that has been my time. Until next time, bye.